My name is Graham Nelson, one of the founders with Veracity Asset Management Group. My role is one involved in business development, product development, and that sort of thing. We've grown to a staff of 5 now. Started out very small, literally working out of our basement. Moved into the Innovation Center a few years ago. We're incubated there for a couple of years. Graduated from the Innovation Center earlier this year. I moved into our new office space in August. So we're a software and services company. Our primary customer segment is public power utilities, both in the US and in Canada. Our main product is Veracity Connect, an online community for utilities, a collaborative community that helps utilities recover from storms through mutual aid management, access to critical spares, as well as access to third-party service providers for storm restoration work, tree trimming crews, and that sort of thing. It's a unique tool. There's nothing else like it out there in the marketplace for utilities, especially smaller public power utilities, both municipally owned and cooperatively owned. We've done we think, a really good job over the last couple of years introducing ourselves and Veracity Connect into the marketplace. So we're now at about 15 different associations representing about 1,200 utilities all across North America. So in a really short period of time, we think we've done a great job with getting traction in the marketplace. We're really proud of the fact that we're a Sault Ste. Marie-based company and that we've been able to grow as a company within the Soo and offer employment to even recent Algoma University and Soo College graduates. For us, that's really important, both being raised in Sault Ste. Marie. Our families are here, and really feel like anything we can do to help the community and help employment in the community is important, as well as creating innovative technologies. Out of the Soo, we've seen other companies being successful. It doesn't really matter nowadays where you're based. You don't have to be in Silicon Valley or in Toronto. You can be based in Sault Ste. Marie and serve marketplaces all over the world. We still have a lot of growth in front of us. Despite the traction we've been able to make in the market, we have other types of utilities that are asking for our services, such as water utilities, gas utilities, that have the same needs from an emergency response perspective. And there'll be other geographic and industry markets that we'll be looking to expand into as well.
I'm Professor Miguel Garcia Ruiz. I work for Algoma University. I'm with the Department of Computer Science and Mathematics. I have been here for almost 4 years. Since I was a kid, I liked technology. I always used computers since I was 10 years old. So my passion was to see how can computers be used in our daily lives. For solving problems. So one of the first things I did was to program a computer. So I liked it very much. So I wanted to transmit this passion on programming computers to my students later. I usually use the CMS. It's an online system for uploading and downloading information for students. And I use Facebook pages too. I also created my personal web page where I upload my research papers there. You can see my research interests there, and my students use it. I also use electronic devices in class. For example, I use electronic sensors for video games. Before coming to Algoma University, I was a professor at the University of Colima in Mexico. So I received the Best Educator award there when I was teaching there. So I was also teaching computer science there. And it was because of my passion on teaching and using technology in class. Computer science is changing a lot and frequently. So I need to update my knowledge, and I need to use new technology in class. So I'm planning to buy low cost and easy to use technology in class. Low cost technology means using cheap electronics, for example, for tinkering, for applying this new technology in computer science projects.
I'm Jeff Cardoso, and I am the Executive Director at 856 Limited, a creative agency in Sault Ste. Marie. I have over 5 years of experience in project management, and I speak 27 different programming languages and frameworks and libraries. So, very knowledgeable in what I do. And in mid-2015, I joined 856 Limited and been able to offer mobile application development, some higher level web development, web application development. I have helped organize the internal processes within 856 Limited, worked with the senior management in order to assist our CEO to set up his satellite office in Doha in Qatar. With my background in project management, I've been able to kind of refine the skills of the team and put the individuals that we have here employed in the proper places that they need to be. And then with my experience working with SK Group previously as my employer, I was able to develop a strategic partnership between their company and ours, which allowed us to acquire their web department. I've been an active member of the Kiwanis Club of Sault Ste. Marie. I've been doing their web development, and I've assisted in event management and event setup for Cobb and Cut, the Tailgate Festival, and worked with a couple other events in town. With years of management experience and programming experience, I've been able to assist 856 in being able to offer higher level web applications and websites, which allows our community to grow in the technology sector. My plans for the future are just to streamline things more effectively, learn some more programming languages, build my own skills a little bit more, and engage in some more personal projects.
My name is Gail Broad, and I'm the Research Director of Nordic Institute. Nordic provides, it's a community-based research, which means that the community comes to us with issues that they would like us to address. The issue in this case was that the city had developed the John Roswell Hub Trail, and we wanted to support more usage of that trail.
My name is Jude Ortiz, and I'm a research coordinator at Nordic Institute. And for this project, I was the project lead on animating the John Roswell Hub Trail. We wanted to celebrate Sault Ste. Marie's historically rich, culturally significant, and ecologically diverse treasures along the area adjacent to the trail. So with the John Roswell Hub Trail, the city has established markers at every half a kilometer. So we use that as the organizing method for how we're going to make the data available. So at every half a kilometer you can stop, and there's a QR code on the marker, so you can use your mobile app to access the web portal. And then from there, download the resources. So as you're moving along the trail, you stop at every half a kilometer, and it's what you can see or what historic point of interest happened there. The printed trail guide is trilingual and it's interactive, so we really wanted to cover the 5 senses. So what do you see, observe, think about, test your knowledge and skills, those sorts of things. Finding ways to engage people in different ways as they're moving around the trail. The trail guide is for early years to grade 8. And for the development of the printed trail guide, we invited families to test. We had a focus group with families and children going through the trail guide, seeing if it was interesting content, and trying the different activities of drawing and familiarizing themselves with the material. Very positive feedback on all of these aspects. The audio tour runs along the waterfront, starts at the canal and goes to the Bush Play Museum. And again, as you're walking along, you can hear the history and the stories and point out the different ecological aspects along that part of the trail. On the website, we've developed a variety of maps that are city-based. For example, that map the historic sites and points of interest, the culture points of interest where you can find culture information, and different layouts of property. For example, the layout of the forestry research centers along Queen Street. So all of the community organizations provided the data and also provided feedback. In each of the 7 sections, we've developed a guide, an animal, a plant, to accompany people as they move along the trail. It also has a character, Fredgie, which is a fruit and vegetable character. On different pages provides points, and it's something that the youth are familiar with from their school program too. On the web portal we have Hardy Arty, again trying to promote the health and wellness of people as they move around and engage in different activities. We had over 40 partners, a diversity of partners, which is really exciting, from all of the different sectors. We engaged them in developing the project materials, the resources. In terms of future of the project, we have a long list of requests for more pages for each of the organizations, additional organizations that would like to be involved. So there's a number of different ways we can build it out. I'd like to express that it's a community-driven project, so it depends on what the community would like in terms of how it'd like to shape it.
My name is Chunghua Zhang, so I'm an assistant professor of geography at Algoma University. My current research basically is applying images taken from unmanned aerial vehicles to monitor crop conditions or field conditions. The aim of our study basically is try to prove that firstly, the UAV images can be used to monitor crop conditions. Secondly, it's possible that maybe in the future the farmers can incorporate UAV images in their farmer routines to monitor crop conditions, to identify field anomalies, all this kind of stuff. And so currently we have some preliminary results that shows that UAV images are efficient in monitoring field conditions. And the uniqueness of our work is that we are more focused on the practical applications of UAV images. Many others they use experiment field, so where the settings are perfect. So you can always get perfect results from images because the contrast between crops very big. So the variation is very easy to be picked from UAV images. However, for us, we work with farmers, so there's no control of, in most cases, no control of field conditions. So that we want to check if even the small variations in the field could be captured from the images. My study area is for now is in Verner, Ontario. Of course, it's in North Ontario, and hopefully in the future, so I can have my study area in Algoma district. So yeah, so that's a good fit. It's a good fit. Regarding the team, for now, I'm the only person at Algoma U. So basically, I did my research together with my collaborators at Nipissing universities. So I proposed the idea to have some UAV images, and we also work together regarding data analysis and manuscript preparations, and we also work together to supervise graduate students. So hopefully we'll get some answers for our research questions in the near future.
I'm Nicole Dybel.
I'm Sam Dector.
And this is Gore Street Cafe. We're just trying to run a business that is in line with our values. So that includes making wholesome food more accessible to people and creating an accessible community space, sort of a community hub. Collaborating with local businesses, organizations, and individuals to try and be pragmatic to community needs. We use social media a lot to connect with people. We change our menu every day, so using Twitter and Facebook and Instagram helps us share with people what our menu is going to be. We also share our events. and try to connect with not only individuals but other organizations through social media.
Nicole is doing a lot of work in her thesis, if I may say so. That seems to be trying to make the case that a for-profit business can still be a social enterprise. That there might be a further distinction between a for-profit business and a sustainable sustenance business, which is how we've run the cafe most of the time, is trying to create employment and get by for ourselves, as well as providing something positive to the community.
We want to keep it going. We're hoping to get more educational programming through here. Mondays we've set up a what we call a study hall, which is basically just a quiet space for people to get together and do work or have meetings, but we also want to start the educational component, so that would include workshops, skill shares, documentary screenings, and yeah, just sort of constant collaboration and going forward, continuing to be open to the neighborhood and its needs.
My name is Mandy NS. I graduated from Algoma University with a Bachelor of Science undergrad degree in biology, and I'm currently a master's candidate at Nipissing University for environmental science. As a student, I worked with Dr. Foote setting up song meters in the forest of Hiawatha. We were looking at nighttime calls and seeing what type of birds were singing during the night. That's something that isn't generally studied very often. That was my first summer working with Dr. Foote here in this lab. I used some information that we gathered there for my undergrad honors thesis, where I recorded ovenbird songs, and I compared different methods of recording ovenbird songs to see if you could tell their individual characteristics based on different recording methods, and found that you could, and that was published actually in the Journal of Bioacoustics. And right after my graduation, I worked for Dr. Foote again in this lab, doing a big migration study across the Great Lakes. So this was a very large landscape scale ecosystem project, looking at the migration of birds as they passed through the Great Lakes area from the north to south. During the fall migration, we could capture their songs in the air as they flew by, and we could quantify that movement and really get a good look at how they were moving across the water. Right now, as a master's candidate, I have another thing that I actually do within the community is work with Bioforest Technologies, which is a local company, and they are sponsoring me through an IPS NSERC grant, and I'm looking at how emerald ash borer is affecting the canopy and indirectly how it is affecting bird composition and fitness. I would like to continue doing bird research and composition and determining over years how emerald ash borer is affecting birds. If I can continue to do so with that company, that would be fantastic.
I'm Steve Morrissuit, owner of Miramar Design Studio, Inc. We've been around for about 15 years. We specialize in website design, but we also do print, social media, anything else that requires marketing. This year we worked on Wacky Wings website. It's a multi-phase website that took a good part of the year to complete. It included a public website for people just to see what Wacky Wings offers. It shows the menu items, it shows where the locations are. You can click on the different events that are offered at each location. It included a game that kids can play on their phone or on the site. It includes a robust content management system, so staff can log in and change any content within the site without having to call us. They could change the menu items, they can change the calendar of events. It also includes a special feature for documents that are related to the operations, so basically just for staff to securely log in and access those documents. So the website includes a couple other features that are not common, and it also includes a very robust online ordering system. So the end user can log in, they can select from lunch, dinner, desserts, and combos, add side dishes. The orders would come in and they would be prompted with the orders on the screen, and they would pass that off to the cooking staff and the orders would be completed. We also implemented a promotional coupon campaign system where we deliver bulk emails to the folks that have subscribed to the email list, informing them of specials and coupons. In the future, we'll be working on apps. We started working on some educational tools using the iPad, so that'll be rolling out in the next year. But we'll be continuing on with our core business, which is web development, custom solutions that meet customer needs.
My name is Jordan Winter, and I'm in grade 11 at Cora. A year ago from November, my family acquired bees. We have a 150-acre farm, and we were planning on the next spring on planting a house-cat-berry orchard. And to do that, you need to have established bee colonies. So we got 2 bee colonies, and things went well, and winter was coming, so I started doing research on how to overwinter bees. And I learned that in Ontario, all over Canada, and in fact, any northern climate in the world, there is a huge problem with the overwintering of bees. In 2014, 58% of Ontario bees were actually lost over the winter. Bee losses in general all over the world have been huge with the combination of colony collapse disorder, disease resistance buildup. Everything is happening at once, and the world is seeing a major bee loss. So what I decided to do was to release a survey and start building up a database of what beekeepers are doing and what their hive successes are for later analysis. Basically what I did is I looked at insulation techniques, ventilation techniques, as well a bit at the hive itself, so the population as well as the surrounding crops, food source areas. And then I also looked at their feeding habits over the winter, and then in the spring I asked what was your hive survival rate, which hives survived and which hives didn't, and I'm looking in the future to find correlations between the techniques that are used and the hive overwintering success rate to try and maximize hive overwintering success in Ontario. I'm one of the founding members of the Youth Algoma Poultry Association, which we have about 30 members. It is a youth poultry keeping organization where we basically educate youth, and it's run by youth. It was created by youth to network about poultry, all aspects, meat birds, egg birds, and also breeding for the fancy. We run all the poultry shows around here. Sometimes we travel and complete, and it's very education based, and it's a lot of fun.